And welcome back to Hannity as we continue now with Jay Sekulow, Sarah Carter, Greg Jarrett. All right, I want to go back to 18 U.S. Code 4, Greg, the point that you made. If Comey thought that there was any attempt to obstruct justice, it doesn't matter if he thinks that the Attorney General is going to recuse himself or the Deputy Attorney General is only interim. He had to report immediately or he committed a felony, right?
Yeah, it's called misprision of felony. I had to laugh at the statement here by Comey in which he offers up the vacuous excuses to why he didn't do it because, oh, gee, I thought Sessions might recuse himself. And, you know, the Assistant Attorney General probably wasn't going to be in that position for a while. Under the law, that doesn't matter. So tomorrow, Comey has to say, oh, yeah, the conversation was concerning to me, but he cannot say it was obstruction of justice. If he does, the next words to Comey will be, sir, you have the right to remain silent.
Wow. Jay Sekulow, well, I agree with Greg's analysis. I think the law is clear. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, it is. Look, James Comey's legal standards are, you know, he gets mildly nauseous when someone says you intervened in a political campaign. He's mildly nauseous. And in his memo, his new legal standard is, I was uncomfortable when I was with the president. Really, that's now the legal standard. But I'll tell you why he's not, why he did not follow through with reporting obstruction of justice. Because there was no obstruction of justice. And he would have to be under oath saying that he thought there was a case for obstruction of justice and bring a charge under 18 U.S.C. 4 against James Comey. So what did he do? His lawyer said, you know what? You better not testify on a false statement of your own. Because now James Comey, by the way, is the former FBI director. He is a witness. He's under oath. He's obligated to tell the truth. He didn't walk across the street because there was no case. And he said that in his memo.
And it's funny because if you go to, I hope that poor Michael Flynn doesn't get attacked anymore.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
And you go to that, which he kind of said, Sarah, about Hillary, but I didn't hear any conversation about the one law we know that was broken in all of this, which was the unmasking and the violation, the felony violating the Espionage Act by releasing raw intelligence on Michael Flynn. He was a victim of a felony.
Absolutely, he was a victim of a felony. And, you know, earlier today, in earlier testimony, when Rogers was questioned, as well as Coates was questioned, I mean, this was a big deal. And Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, said, you know, we will prosecute to the full extent of the law. If we find out people violated Section 702 of the FISA, we will prosecute this to the full extent of the law. And we know people have, because we know that name leaked. And there were very few people, remember that, Sean, very few people who had possession of the name Mike Flynn at that point in time when it was leaked.
Last point. Rod Rosenstein, Dan Coates, Mike Rogers, Admiral Rogers, Andrew McCabe, all said no one from the White House is asked to influence an investigation. They even went on, Greg, and said things as interesting as they were never asked to do anything illegal, as Admiral Rogers says, immoral, unethical, or inappropriate. All of that was said today. You know, and none of it's getting any media play.
And, well, I don't know if the media is either ignorant or malevolent, but the way they've been portraying obstruction of the president is really a shame to the American public that watches them or reads them. Look, the law is very simple. It either has to be lying or threats or bribery or destroying evidence or altering documents. That would be obstruction of justice. None of that happened here. The president never threatened Comey with his job by saying, clear Flynn or you're fired. If that had happened,
he just said,
maybe.
I hope so.
Right.
I hope
maybe.
so.
Like human compassion
is not a crime.
Yeah, human compassion. So there's
like
not a crime
with Hillary.
there's not a crime of human compassion. So what you've got right now is this ongoing investigation is bad for the country, a waste of the taxpayers' money, and we need to get back to the business. And the president's committed to doing this. He is going to fight terrorism. He's going to get this health care bill through. We're going to get tax reform. Yeah. But this right now is a sideshow for no reason.
All right.
You know what it should be? Case closed.
I got to tell you, you all have been amazing, and I will tell you, it is pathetic how ideologically, how viciously inaccurate the media is to the American people. It is propaganda and misinformation on steroids, human growth hormone. We've never seen it before, and it's a big problem. I want to thank you all. Hopefully we'll have you all back tomorrow night. And coming up, Austin Goolsbee, he'll weigh in on James Comey's prepared testimony. Did he show bias towards the Trump administration, a double standard versus Hillary, and a double standard as it relates to other issues? Also, Piers Morgan absolutely destroys the London mayor as to why he's not protecting the people of London. We'll get into that. We'll play you the tape and much more straight ahead.